Hello and welcome to the Crosse Technologies Tech Talk. I'm your host, Greg Piesel, and today we will be setting up your new wireless rain station. So, let's go. Now, just to point out, this video has been organized into chapter points, designed to help you find what you need to know quickly. So, if you're looking to set up something specific, use the clickable links in the following overview screen to jump directly to that spot in this video. You can also find the times for each chapter point in the description below. Using this method, all you will need to do is move or drag the red playhead below to the time you need. Otherwise, just sit back and learn as we take you through each step of the setup process. So here's an overview of how this video is organized. Chapter 1, which is what you are currently watching. Chapter 2, parts and accessories. We will tell you what's in the box, what batteries you'll need, and what tools you should have handy. Chapter 3, installing batteries. A bit self-explanatory, but we do show you the order and where exactly each battery should be installed. Chapter 4, settings. This chapter includes all of the fun stuff, like setting up your time and date, which will be important if you plan to accurately keep track of your rainfall history. Chapter 5, sensor positioning and installation. Just as the title suggests, you will learn how and where to set up your rain and temperature sensors. Chapter 6, rain readings. This is where we will explore how to easily view the amount of rainfall that has happened within given time frames. Chapter 7, rainfall history. This station has the ability to remember your rain data for up to 365 days. In this chapter, you will learn how to find that information with ease. Chapter 8, Rainfall Alerts. Here you will learn how to set up custom rainfall alerts, how they function, as well as how to shut them off. Chapter 9, Setting the Time Alarm. Here you will learn how to set the alarms, snooze them, and turn them off. Chapter 10, Extras. This chapter includes learning how to search for the signal strength of your rain sensor, locating and understanding the low battery icons, and some helpful tips to follow during routine maintenance. And finally, Chapter 11, Help Us Help You. This is the final chapter where we tell you how to find customized support and how to interact with us on social media. Alright, so let's get started. Within your box, you should find one rain station unit, one temperature sensor, one rain sensor bucket, and one quick setup guide. And here are some additional items you will need for proper use of this product. 6 new AA alkaline batteries, 2 mounting screws for mounting the self-emptying rain gauge, 1 mounting screw or nail to mount the temperature sensor, 1 power drill or screwdriver for mounting purposes, and a good place to mount both of these sensors. To ensure proper function, we recommend starting the battery installation with the wireless temperature sensor. To do this, you will want to take your temperature sensor, slide down the battery compartment door, and lift it off. You will then want to insert 2 fresh AA alkaline batteries into the sensor, with regard to polarity. The red light will flash once if the batteries are working. Then simply slide the battery compartment door back into place. You will hear a click and you should be ready to move on. After the temperature sensor comes the wireless rain sensor. The battery compartment here, I'm not going to lie, is a bit harder to find and get to. First, you'll have to lift off the funnel portion by pressing the white tabs on each side. You can set this aside for right now. Upon first opening this unit, you should see a piece of cardboard or plastic taped under the rocker that reads, "Remove this paper insert before use." You will want to obviously remove this so the black cups are able to tip freely to accurately count the rainfall. Now back to the batteries. You will notice that there really is no visible indication as to where the battery compartment could be. So just to note, it is indeed under the rocker. To get to it, you can either press all 4 blue tabs at once and lift up, or do one side at a time like this. The battery compartment is actually on the bottom. Here you will insert your 2 new AA alkaline batteries according to polarity. After you have the batteries properly inserted, flip the rocker back over and position it above the middle of the base. The square locating pin on the battery cover should face the white triangle on the base in order to lock the compartment correctly. Press down on all 4 blue tabs to lock in place. You can then replace the white funnel portion by matching up its blue arrow with the blue base's white arrow. Press the funnel portion onto the base until the white tabs lock back into place. It is important to match up the arrows as this centers the funnel over the rocker. Okay, now that we have batteries in both of your sensors, we can finally power up the rain station itself by doing the same. This shouldn't be too hard. All you will have to do is turn it around, push this top tab down, and lift the battery compartment cover off. You can set this aside to insert your 2 new AA alkaline batteries with regard to polarity. Once both batteries are in, you should hear a beep, just like that. Then simply replace the cover, bottom first. It should snap right back into place. After your batteries have been installed, you should notice that on the unit screen, the outdoor temperature and rain reception icon, the tower, will flash. This indicates that it is searching for the wireless sensor's reception. Once found, you will see their data displayed. We recommend, though, waiting at least 5 minutes for the sensors to lock in repeatedly before pressing any more buttons. After the batteries have been installed, the first thing you should do is run through your settings menu, putting in the correct date and time. This is an important first step if you wish for the unit to keep accurate rain history data. So let's get started here. Looking at the front of your station, you will see that it has 4 buttons: the settings, snooze, alert, and rain. When flipping to the back side, you will find both the up and down arrows. For your convenience, here is the order in which the settings follow. First is the 12 or 24-hour time setting, then it goes year, month, date, hour, minute, language, temperature readings, and finally, the inches or millimeters setting. To enter the time set mode, you will need to press and hold the settings button until you hear a beep. Just like that. You can then release the settings button. Notice in the time section on the screen, a 12-hour symbol is flashing. This is where you will have the option to choose 12 or 24-hour time. To change any of the values in the time set mode, you will use the up and down arrows located here on the back of the unit. If you hit one, you will notice the 12-hour has changed to 24-hour. To change it back, just hit either the up or down arrow once more. To confirm a value, in this case we will choose 12-hour time, you will just need to press and release the settings button once. Doing this will bring you to the next item in the settings menu. Before we continue moving through these settings together, I should point out that if you do not press any buttons for 20 seconds, this rain station will actually default out of the time set mode and back to your main screen. This will be true for any of the other modes as well. So let's get back in our time set mode here by pressing and holding the settings button. It will beep, and then we will select the 12-hour setting by pressing and releasing the settings button once. Now the year should be flashing. To reflect our current year, we will use the up arrow on the back to move the year to 2015. To confirm this, I will press and release the settings button once again to move to the month setting. You will see the small number flashing in the middle of the screen representing the month. We are currently recording this in the month of May, so we will use the up arrow once again to bump this up to a 5. But obviously you will want to enter your current date and time based on when you're watching this video. Press and release the settings button once again to change the date. It is Wednesday the 27th, so for this we can easily get there by using the down arrow this time. Just like that. It should be noted that all we need to change here is the date number, located right here. The convenient thing here is that the days of the week are already programmed in for us. We will then press and release the settings button to set the hour. It is about 1:30 p.m. here right now, so we will use the up arrow on the back of the unit to move from the default 12 a.m. to 1 p.m. You will notice that once the values climb to 12 again, a PM indicator will appear on the left side of the time. Once 1 p.m. is reached, we will press and release the settings button to set the minutes. The minutes should be flashing at this point, and we will once again use the up or down arrow to get to the correct time. Just to note, if you hold one of the back arrow buttons when searching for a time or value, it will actually accelerate the number speed to save you time. So now that we have reached 1:30 p.m., we can press and release the settings button to get to the language feature. This setting really only affects the days of the week, but can be set for English, Spanish, or French using the up or down arrows on the back of the unit. The default is English, so I will set that by pressing and releasing the settings button once again. The following setting allows us to select if we would like the station to present temperature in Fahrenheit or Celsius. To change this, you will just use the up or down arrow like we've been doing. I will select Fahrenheit by pressing and releasing the settings button. Now this brings us to our ninth and final settings option, which allows us to choose between inches or millimeters as a way for our data to be displayed. Now, I have to admit, the first time I even ran through this, I had no idea where the value I was changing was located on screen. To point this out, it is actually located right here in the bottom right-hand corner. Once again, you can use the up or down arrow on the back of the unit to change from the default inches, indicated by the IN, to millimeters or mm. I will select the inches by pressing and releasing the settings button, after which brings you to the completion of the settings and back to your home screen. To enjoy all the goodness of this station, you should mount your sensors in the environments you would like the readings to come from. However, before you mount these sensors for good, we recommend you temporarily put them there. The station, the rain sensor, and the temperature sensor where you think you might want them, leaving them there unmounted for about 2 days to ensure there are no connectivity problems. After that time, you will want to permanently mount the sensors. Let's show you how. So starting off with our rain sensor here, we will want to mount this in an open area for the most accurate rain count. The mounting using 2 screws should be done on a stationary level platform. Be sure not to screw it in too tight. For this, we used a small block of wood, roughly the size of the rain sensor itself. We painted it to better match the sensor, but this is totally optional. Ideally, this should stand 3 to 6 feet in the air and within direct line of sight of the rain sensor itself. To complete the mounting, I used a 5-foot metal pole with a 3/4 inch threaded top. I also attached a 3/4 inch threaded floor flange to the bottom of the piece of wood, which allowed for easy attachment to the pole. Now, we present this to you as an option, as it is by no means the only way to mount your rain sensor. Deck rails and other stationary level platforms will work just fine. This sensor's maximum wireless transmission range is over 300 feet in open air. This does not include walls, floors, or windows. And just to point out, this is actually a self-emptying rain gauge, with the water draining out the sides, like so. We also recommend that you mount this in an open area that is easily accessible to allow for periodic cleaning of debris and insects. Installing your outdoor temperature and/or humidity sensor should be an easy process. Depending on the unit you have, your sensor may look slightly different, but the installation should be the same or very similar. To mount this sensor, insert one mounting screw, nail, or even string through the hole at the top. You will want to try and place this on any north-facing wall or in any well-shaded area. Make sure also that it is mounted vertically to allow for moisture to drain out properly. The maximum wireless transmission range from this sensor to your station is around 300 feet of open air. This does not account for walls, floors, or windows. Now let's jump into the information most of you probably came here to see in the first place, the rain data. As mentioned before, this station has the ability to keep track of your rain data from the last 30 minutes, 1 hour, the last 24 hours, the last 7 days, the current month, and the total rainfall since your last reset. When cycling through each of these different screen modes, the cylinder graph will animate to match your rain data. To demonstrate this, I'm going to actually grab another station that has been recording data for more than a few minutes. This will give you a better idea of what your rain data will look like once your unit has been running for a while. By default, this unit displays the current rainfall, indicated by the word current above the large numbers. Current rainfall actually measures rainfall from the start of a storm until there has been no rain for 30 minutes. It's more of a current storm indicator, because this reading can actually be larger than your 1 hour reading if the rain continues past the top of the hour, and we'll get into that in a little bit. To access the other rain readings, simply press and release the rain button. Each time you press the rain button, you will cycle through the different readings. After the first press and release, you will notice the word current disappear and the 1 hour symbol show up below the numbers. The 1 hour time reading displays the rainfall that has accumulated within the last 1 hour time increment. This resets back to 0 at the top of each hour. It tracks by blocks of 1 hour and is very much dependent on the time setting. Press and release the rain button twice to review your 24-hour total. This is based on the past 24 1 hour increment readings and is a running total that changes hourly. Press and release the rain button 3 times to view your 7-day total. This reading is based on the last 7 24-hour readings and is not subject to your calendar. Press and release the rain button 4 times to view your month total. This is the total from the first day of the month to the last day of the month, meaning this reading resets on the first day of each month. Because this is subject to your calendar, you will want to make sure you have the correct time and date setting. By pressing and releasing the rain button 5 times, you will see the word total pop up on the left side of the screen. This reading is your total rainfall since the unit was powered on, or since your last reset. If you press and release the rain button 6 times, it will bring you back to your default page and current rainfall. It should be noted also that if no buttons are pushed for 20 seconds, the station will default back to this current rain reading page. To clear a rain reading because of cleaning or tampered results, simply press and release the rain button the correct number of times to get to the reading you would like cleared. Once there, press and hold the up button on the back of the unit until the numbers change to 0. So let's say we wanted our month total cleared. To do this, press and release the rain button 4 times to get to the month reading. Then press and hold the up button on the back of the unit. The total should change to 0. This process works the same for each rain reading, but will need to be done individually. The daily rainfall history record is possibly the most unique aspect about this rain station, as it allows you to toggle through your rain data 1 day at a time, or easily search for a particular date within the last 365 days of use. Yes, that's right. If your unit has been up and running for some time, you will have the ability to search back and view just how much rain was recorded on any particular date since the first day of use. To view your rain data 1 day at a time, press and release the up button on the back of the station. You will see how a days ago heading appears on the screen. When in this mode, you can press and release either the up or down arrow on the back of the station to cycle through the dates 1 day at a time. The distinction between having all zeros for a particular day and having dashes is an important one to note. Zeros indicate that there was indeed a rain reading taken on that day, just that it did not rain. The flashing dashes mean no data was collected or retained from that date. To exit the rain data or days ago mode, wait about 15 seconds or simply press and release the settings button. Now, to perform a search for a specific date, press and release the up button once again. This brings you back to the days ago mode. In this mode, press and hold the up button now until the station beeps, after which the year will be flashing on screen. Use the up and down arrows on the back of the unit to get to the correct year you're searching for. When the correct year is found, press and release the settings button. This brings you to the month selection, which will again be flashing. Using the arrows in back to find the month you're looking for, and pressing and releasing the settings button once again will allow you to select a specific date. Using the same method once again to find the right date, press and release the settings button one final time to reveal your rain data collected on that day. If you should need to clear your 365-day rain records, you will need to take out and reinsert your AA batteries. Now, this may be all you have to do, but in some instances, the data may still remain. If so, after reinserting the batteries, press and hold both the up and down arrows on the back of the station. It should also be noted that upon battery change, all other rain readings will indeed be erased. With this new rain station, we also give you the ability to set custom 24-hour rainfall alerts. These are very similar to a time alarm, but only go off when the predetermined alert value is reached. To set rainfall alerts, press and release the alert button. You will then enter the rain alert mode. In this mode, you will see your previously set rainfall alert amount. The default is half an inch or 12.9 millimeters. To customize this, make sure you're still in the rain alert mode and press and hold the alert button until the station beeps. Upon this, you will enter the set mode for the 24-hour rainfall alert and should see your number flashing. Use the up and down arrows on the back of the unit to adjust the value to your liking. Press and release the alert button to confirm your selection. Just to note, once done, this automatically sets that alert to on. You will see a bell icon appear on the left side of the screen to indicate this. To activate or deactivate this custom rainfall alert, press and release the alert button to re-enter the alert mode. When in this mode, the pressing and releasing of the alert button will turn on or off the custom rainfall alert, once again indicated by the bell icon on the left. When the alert value is reached, the alarm will sound and beep for 5 seconds, then once every minute after that until any button is pressed. That's right, to turn the alarm off, press and release any button. This will not only stop the beeping, but it will also shut the rain alert off as well, meaning you will have to manually set this alert back to on. Alright, so now that we have your time and date settings in order, we should talk about how to set an alarm, turn it off, and how to use the snooze feature. Before you can set or turn on an alarm, you have to enter the alarm mode. To enter the alarm mode, simply press and release the snooze button. This will display your current alarm's time setting. The default, if you're just setting this up, is 12 a.m. And assuming most of you don't want to wake up at midnight, let's change this to a more common time, say 7:15 a.m., for instance. While still in the alarm mode, press and hold the snooze button this time until the station beeps. This will bring you to the alarm set mode. Here you will be able to change the alarm time using the up and down arrows on the back of the unit. First, we will change the hour here to 7, making sure there is no PM symbol to the left. To make this our selection and save the hour, we will press and release the snooze button. It will then jump to the minutes portion of this alarm setting. We will use the up arrow on the back to change the value to 15. Once there, we will press and release the snooze button once more. Doing this will automatically activate this alarm, and you will notice a bell icon appear to the right of the time. To deactivate and or easily reactivate an alarm, press and release the snooze button to enter the alarm mode. Once there, by pressing and releasing the snooze button again, you will turn off or on the alarm, indicated by the bell icon. This station is equipped with a crescendo alarm that will sound for 2 minutes, after which it will shut off completely to avoid disturbing neighbors if you forgot you left it on. To shut this alarm off manually, simply press and release any button besides the snooze button. The alarm will shut off and stay activated for the next day. Now, if say you wanted to snooze the alarm as it's going off, simply press and release the snooze button. This will put the unit in snooze mode, which will silence the alarm for 10 minutes, and can be repeated as many times as you wish. To be sure your unit is in snooze mode, check and see that the bell icon is flashing. In the event you want to cancel or turn off the snooze mode, once activated, press and hold the snooze button. The bell icon should stop flashing and remain solid on screen. Welcome to the extras portion of the 724-1710 wireless rain station setup video. In this chapter, we will show you how to search for your outdoor sensors to make sure they're communicating correctly with your rain station. We will look at where to find your low battery icons and what they mean. We will also show you where to find your product's model number. And finally, we will go over some useful tips to help keep your station working properly. When working with multiple sensors, it is obviously important to make sure they are communicating with each other. To search or check the signal strength of your rainfall sensor, that is, the rain bucket, press and hold the rain button for 5 seconds. It may be a tad hard to find, but in your top right-hand corner, you should notice the signal strength icon animating. This icon will animate until the sensor's signal is received, or for 3 minutes if no signal is available. The number of bars it stops at represents the signal strength, 5 bars being the best, 1 bar being the worst. If there was no reception available, 0 bars will be represented. Now, if for some reason your temperature is displaying dashes on screen, you can have your station do a search for your wireless temperature sensor as well. To do this, press and hold the down button on the back of the unit for 5 seconds. The dashes will flash, indicating it is searching for information from the temperature sensor. The temperature will display when the reception is found. If for some reason your station still cannot connect with your wireless temperature sensor, replace the batteries in the sensor and move it closer to the station. Because all 3 parts of this station use batteries, you will want to pay attention to the low battery icons and where they appear on screen. Depending on where the low battery icon is displayed on screen, it will represent which part actually needs new batteries. If the icon is by your outdoor temperature, change the batteries in your outdoor temperature sensor. If the icon is displayed in the rain section, replace the batteries in your rain sensor. And finally, if the icon is displayed in the date section, replace the batteries in the rain station itself. Do note that upon changing your batteries, you will lose all of your current rainfall readings, but not the history. If, though, you start with fresh brand name batteries, this station should stay working for quite some time. If for some reason you need further assistance or more information about this product, you will want to search online by its model number. For this 724-1710 unit, it is found on the base of your weather station. You can also find all of the specs and detailed information at lacrossetechnology.com. And as promised, here is a list of tips for better performance. Do not mix old and new batteries. Do not mix alkaline, standard, lithium, or rechargeable batteries. Always purchase the correct size and grade of battery most suitable for the intended use. Replace all batteries of a set at the same time. Clean the battery contacts and also the contacts on the device prior to battery installation. Ensure the batteries are installed correctly with regard to polarity. Remove batteries from equipment that is not intended to be used for an extended period of time. Remove expired batteries promptly. Do not expose to extreme temperature, vibration, or shock. Clean with a soft damp cloth and do not use solvents or scouring agents. Silicone caulk is actually a viable replacement for mounting the wireless rain sensor without using screws. This product is not a toy. Keep out of reach of children. This product is not to be used for medical purposes or for public information. It is intended for home use only. And finally, if this product does not appear to be working properly, change the batteries. Alright, I think we covered everything, but if you think we missed something, or if you should have further questions about this product or others, please do not hesitate to ask in a comment below. That is what these videos and our social media channels are all about, getting you the information you need to know quickly and accurately. We are here to help you. So please follow us here on YouTube for the latest video content. Like us here on Facebook for some personalized interaction, and follow us here on Twitter to join the conversation. In the meantime, we hope you enjoy your new wireless rain station. I'm Greg Piesel, here for La Crosse Technologies Tech Talk. We'll see you next time.